Welcome to the Doc of Detox show, everyone. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, your host, and this is Braveheart Nation. All right, today's show is called Family Curse or Family Blessing. So, why do we do this show? Well, because together we hope to transform your life and expand your mind so that you and your family can uncover the unseen healer from within. You know, it's like this. People do not realize their full potential. And when I say full potential, I'm talking first and foremost the full potential, meaning to love oneself, to let oneself off the hook. I want you to think about this. How long does it take for you to regain balance, to come back to harmony? Does it take you 30 seconds, 3 minutes? Does it take you 3 hours, or does it take you 3 days? I can remember when I was younger, when I got married, and I'll tell you, there would be times that my wife and I would not talk for 3 days. I mean, we would carry on things, and it would be like, we'd have this program, this grudge program, and eventually I started to really wake up to the fact, and I would say to her, "Come on, give me a hug," and she would say, "What? You think I'm going to let you off the hook that fast?" And honestly, sometimes I didn't know what I was on the hook for. And I'm sure that it was reversed because I want to make an equal playground here. And I didn't say, "Listen, let's just hug, okay, and move on from this part forward. Like, let's just dump some issue and not talk about it or deal with it." That's not what I was after. But how long do you hold on to anger, guilt, regret? Because it's just a belief system. It truly is. I mean, you can go from family to family, and you're going to find that they all have different measuring sticks. And some of them even have sticks. Do you get what I mean? So punishment from family to family will vary depending on the parents. But that punishment that the parents do will depend on their parents and their parents and their parents. Okay? It's just like certain ways that we learn how to cook or dress, or we have different religions. We brush our teeth differently. Some people put milk on their cereal before they put sugar. Well, I know, not that you should be putting sugar, but I remember I used to. I put sugar on my cereal once, and I was at a friend's house, and then I put my milk, and he said, "Well, why do you do that? Why don't you put your sugar on later? Because then it's at the top when you eat." And so everybody's different, and every family is different. And believe it or not, you might believe that there's true love in your family for each other, but it's the only family you've lived with. It's like somebody saying, "I have really good bowel movements," and they have a bowel movement once a day. That's not good bowel movements. Okay, a good bowel movement is 2 to 3 times a day. All right? I mean, what we really consider to be a healthy family, emotionally and physically, the level is so low. Okay? It's not hard to it's hard on you, but it's not hard to be dysfunctional and out of balance and fit in today. I was talking the other day to a friend of mine, and I avoid politics, and he started going on about the politics, and which is a big issue for a lot of people. And I said, "You know what? We just need to stop." And I said, "You know what? I haven't voted for 25 years," and he got really upset with me. And I said, "Well, you know what? Look, I'm not going to vote, because then I'm not responsible for what's going to happen, because basically that's rigged. And the people that we actually get into the government, if you take a look at your government, then you can take a look at the actual vibration of the majority of the population." You heard what I said. Our government is actually a mirror to the actual morality and how much we truly love ourselves, right? You take a look at your medical system, as a health system. And think about it. Look, I've said it before, and I will always, I'll always say it. They're the best at 911 emergency. But going to them makes you into a 911 emergency every day. Well, I know we've been programmed into this whole fear and anxiety and conflict thing. But the reality is I truly believe that if you go to a hospital as your primary health care, then you're running a self-hate program on an unconscious level. Because you have in your subconscious, your main beliefs are not loving. So I truly believe that on some level, all of us have this death program, death wish, because how many people actually know when they're doing something that's very unhealthy, whether it's in a relationship or whether it's diet or whether it's exercise or whether it's partying, we'll call it partying, and it's actually hurting our bodies. So think about it. Why would we do that unless we were running a self-hate program and we were conditioned to hate ourselves? So, that's why I say that, you can have a family curse or you can have a family blessing. Now, if you have parents that actually have done something like come to a personal treatment and training and done like 20 hours of emotional therapy, where we do one-on-one or with the couple, or where you have come to a whole life coach 6-day intensive, which I'm going to be doing it in Florida coming up in 2 weeks. If you've done something like that, and then you've done the Braveheart 3 times, where 45 minutes every night, you actually put that aside instead of coming home and vegging out on the TV, or doing something that isn't going to really get inside and unleash that unlimited potential that you have. If you're not investing into yourself, then, you will never find that unlimited potential. And people just don't do it, like they will come on and maybe watch this, or they might, read my book, Healthy to 100. But how much time do you really spend in recreating and getting rid of dysfunctional beliefs in your life? I mean, really take a good look at your life. Are you happy? Are you really happy? Or are you just not miserable right at this point in time? Do you feel that you are always in the present moment and in control of your emotions? And if there was a crisis right now, that you wouldn't crumble? And what is a crisis to you? What does a crisis mean to you? I have people that crumble in front of me, my family, my friends. I'm not going to crumble with them. And at the beginning, when I started this whole thing, like a quarter of a century ago, really getting into it, people would say, you know what, Daryl, people, my family, you know what, you're cold-hearted. You don't have feelings. Well, my family won't say that today. I am not going to participate in continually talking about war stories. And I'm talking about war stories like trauma and drama in our life, and we keep bringing it up because we want to reinforce why we are that we're a victim because life just sucks. I'm not going to do that. And I'm actually, want to be the light, and actually, if there's something wrong, I'm not going to try to shut somebody down from crying. But what we want to do is we want to take affirmative action. Because if you continually keep crying and justifying over the same thing all the time, then it's just a program. It's just a belief system. And you can only grow consciously. But good luck growing consciously if you live at home and you've got dysfunctional parents and dysfunctional siblings, which pretty well everybody has. I believe in people, but I will tell you, I don't believe in our society or our framework or the system that we have, because it's not one that empowers people to actually allow them to love themselves. You have to come up against the system or break away completely from the system if you wish to love yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, and move forward. You even will find that you'll have to walk away from your family or from a relationship or a spouse if you want to honor, respect, protect, and love yourself and grow. Because the only place you can grow is consciously. You know, I'm not telling anybody to bail from a relationship, but what I am saying is this: go inside, work on yourself, and find that beautiful love, that healer within. And then be the light for your family. But understand something. You can lovingly decide that you're not going to participate in hate programs, whether it's with someone else or just with yourself. And that's what I'm getting at. What would be so wrong with you to just totally love yourself right now and totally let yourself off of the hook for everything you've ever done? Listen, I had a lady, and she actually said to me, she texted me. She said, I really believe in this off the hook stuff, and I really believe that you should let yourself off the hook, but when should you? Well, you should review what you do in life, and you really want to learn from it and grow and see if you are hurting others and hurting yourself. Yes, that's the bottom line. But you need to do it without judgment. And she says to me, well, Dr. Wolf, all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to grow consciously, and I'm really trying to learn to love myself. And I really want my family to do that. But my husband is trying to undermine me and actually create hell in the family. And what should I do? You keep saying to let people off the hook. And I'm going, well, don't put him on a hook to punish him, but lovingly hold the line and say, sweetheart, I love you, but this is who I'm going to be. And I am going to grow because I have to grow. Because when you don't allow yourself to grow as the light being that you are and to raise your frequency, then you will get so sick and you'll be in so much misery and pain. But you'll put on a happy face, or you'll drink alcohol, or you'll smoke cigarettes, or you'll overeat. You know, it's just, you're going to have to do one thing or the other. You know, either honor, respect yourself, or end up destroying yourself somehow because you can't live in dishonor. We have a caller. Caller, go ahead.
Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
And I was calling in to ask you, I ordered, and I got the Ormus.
Yes.
Because I heard it was good for cold sores. And my daughter also has acne and scars on her face, and I was wondering if that's something you could put on her face topically.
Yes, you can, but it's better if you do that internally, okay? And the thing is when you're dealing with scars on the face, you can do a little tester, but you would use just a very small, tiny little bit, and you never want to get it into your eyes. And that would be, you could use essential oils because you got to bring up the frequency of its scar tissue, right?
Correct.
I'm going to tell you that all scar tissue can be reversed, whether it's acne, whether it's in your knees or in your heart, because that's what it is. Everything boils down to scar tissue. Where there's been too much inflammation, you'll have scar tissue formation, calcification, and crystallization, right? Right off the bat, let's go with some easy things, okay? If she's got scars. If I had scars, right, I would be doing an Epsom salt glow. How old is she?
17.
Okay, so guess what? So what I would do is I would get Epsom salts, and then I would get the Epsom salts and wet it down with structured water. And then in the Epsom salts, what I would do, okay, is you could use something like lavender or essential oil of orange, or you could even use lemon, and make sure she closes her eyes. But I would scrub my face with this concoction of Epsom salts, structured water, and you wet the Epsom salts down to the consistency of sand, And then you can put a nice essential oil in there. And then she's going to scrub her
Okay.
face. And you're going to start off easy. But I will tell you something. Do you know how you keep your face really young and beautiful? By doing an Epsom salt glow. And you'll do it fairly often. I mean, someday I'm going to show it. I'll do an Epsom salt glow and I'll just scrub really hard. And then, I'll also scrub, not scrub, but I'll use a dry skin brush. And I'll dry skin brush my face. I'll dry skin brush all over. You know how they always say be gentle on your face? Well,
Right.
in a while, as eventually, and you go skin brush, I will skin brush really like pretty tough. And I'll tell you something, that's what keeps my face toned. That's what keeps it youthful. Doing the Epsom salt glow, it's the same thing. That's going to really help because anything that's going to bring up the circulation. Look at these things that they tell you to do to try to get rid of her scars. It's not going to do it. You've got to create some type of circulation on here. Okay, so I would use that. And then what else would I use? I would use maybe the silver spray, okay, on her face. And if she's got any really tough areas, like really tough acne areas, you would take such a small little bit of DMSO, which is made from trees, pine trees, and she would just put that and dab it right on the area. And it'll make it feel itchy, but DMSO is a solvent. And it'll work in there, and it'll help to break down the scar tissue and soften that up, okay?
Okay.
So, yes. And then I would put, you could put the Ormus right on there, okay? But,
Okay.
and it will help, but it's not that great, okay? So I'm always going to tell you that.
Okay.
And Ormus is something that you take more internally, and it's high vibrational to help to bring up the vibration. And understand the acne came from the bacteria in her large intestine, which is 80% of her immune system, went bad. Okay? And they went bad because of all the sugar and carb sheets. So people are going to tell you it's hormonal, but it's only hormonal because the diet is disrupted. And what's really good for if you have a hormonal situation, like especially teenage girls, boy, come on. Today, between the EMF and between all the junk foods and everything else we don't need to talk about, there's a product we have called Divine Vine, and it will help to really calm her down. And take a look at, and I don't mean calm her down like numb her out. I'm talking about help to balance her hormones so she's not up and down and all over the place. And you might
I have her on that right now,
What?
actually.
Okay, and then
I have her on that right now.
yeah, and then the Resivia, and make sure that she's, tell her too that if she wants to get rid of the acne, she's got to drink structured water, and tell her she's got to be drinking about 3 quarts a day, especially when you're so active in the mind. Like when you're 17, you may not be weighing that much, but you've got a lot of thought processes going. Am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Am I good enough? And and I'm turning into an adult, and then the things you used to think about when you were 17, right? Like when I was 17, my mind never stopped, right?
Correct.
I was full of regrets and I
and
was
she'll
full of
admit-
fear. What?
Yeah, her self-esteem is not the highest. She'll admit her self-esteem is not the highest.
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, you're going to go, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, guess what? That's why she has the acne. If your self-esteem was high, you'd be really loving yourself.
True.
So, so if you're not really loving yourself, your vibration is lower. And if your vibration is lower, then you have to be acidic, which means you have to be pulling on the calcium in your body. So that means you have to have inflammation. And whenever you're acidic, you're going to create what? Inflammation, and that creates what? Pus and bacteria. But because we know she's not eating that well, not drinking enough, she's backing up her bowels. So that backs up onto the liver and the kidneys, and then the skin has to take over. And your skin is a reflection of the health of your bacteria, which is in your tummy. So that's why the daily cleansing tea and the tummy love and the black gold. If she could put black gold in her drinks or smoothies, maybe a little bit of black gold in her water, and take the tummy love and the tea, boy, it's just going to, then no more acne is going to come. Because the root of the problem is the colon, which is, and the spillover is the blood, the hormones, and the skin.
Gotcha.
And you know what? If she's doing the
And
skin brushing and she's doing the salt glow, and if she's using a beauty product, get her to get Beyond Beauty, our moisturizer. There's nothing better in the world. It's made out of 13 wildflowers, and when you smell it, it smells beautiful. You could actually eat the product. That's how natural it is. And there truly is nothing like it. And it'll nourish her skin. It'll heal her skin at the same time. But it's the
okay.
best all around facial moisturizer, I think, that it's ever been created. The gentleman that created it, it took him like 15 years to do this, because he was trying to create a
Wow.
moisturizer that, you could eat it, not that you want to eat it, and that you can wear it and it would give you a beautiful. It's an anti-aging cream, but it absorbs right in. When you put it on, it's just like silk, and when you put it on, it just goes, it's gone. There's nothing. There's not like
Crazy.
it's not like Saran wrap, and it just goes right into to feed the pores.
Now on the tummy love, I just got that too with the
Yeah,
warmest one in my package. So how much should I give her? Like it says what, up to 5 dropperfuls
yeah, but don't do
in
that.
the
Just
water?
just do one dropper
Okay.
in water in the morning and at night. That's enough. We don't want to overwhelm her, and her body. You
Okay.
ever notice something with young kids? They will get symptoms fast because their body's alert. See, here's the deal. Everything's just messed up. Everything is messed up out there. I mean, you get a fever, you got to kill the fever. You get pain, you got to kill the pain. Inflammation, kill the inflammation. Kill the swelling. I can see you don't want to have too much swelling in the body, so you want to try to control that. But we're always trying to kill everything and numb everything out. And all of that is that's part of the healing, right? So we have to remember
Right.
that's part of the healing. And what the medical system has done is made every healing symptom into a disease, right? And it's not. Okay, even cancer is not a disease; it's a healing symptom.
Correct.
Yeah. So, and that's what everything comes from. Like I say, it's from a pimple to a tumor, right? A pimple is just a tumor's teeny weeny little brother. So that's all it is. And then just unconscious living gets over 20, 30 years gets you the other, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because she used to have beautiful skin till like a year ago or whatever. So
Yeah,
and then all the stress.
but
So you're right with school and everything, kids.
yeah, and guess what? If she could just embrace that she is beautiful, and that um, a lot of the beliefs that she has that came from her parents are dysfunctional, right? And she's working off of those.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, well, it is very true, and it's nothing against you, because you have loved her. You've always done your best, your very best. Well, so did I, even though I was wrecking my kids. I mean, every adult. That's why it's called adulteration. Is wrecking their kids out there, unless the adult has said, "I'm going to get a PhD in loving me." Unless you're willing to get a PhD in loving yourself, then you're harming the family. And you know what? And if
Right.
you do that, then people are going to think that you're really different, that you're selfish, and that's only because of herd mentality.
True.
Yeah.
Putting yourself first. Yep. Yep. I also had a question. I wrote you and you said for gray hair, to stop gray hair, you mentioned black gold and fulvic.
Yes. Because it's acidity,
Okay.
you got to understand. So what gives fruits and vegetables taste and color? Minerals. What gives you your beauty and your radiance is minerals. And the problem is that the actual acidity in the body is actually taking that down. So if the best way for me to explain this is that when you reach 35, when you're 35 years old, your human growth hormone starts to come down, and when like up until that point, the calcium you take from your bones, you can get your body can get the ion calcium off of the calcium. And that is what keeps us so young, so healthy, and disease free. But because our human growth hormone is dropping down, and in the last 50 years, it has taken it's jumped off a cliff. between Wi-Fi, blue light, like all the light bulbs in your house, unless they are something like pure light, like we have, then they're giving off blue light. And then the TVs give off blue light. The phones give off blue light. The computers give off blue light. When you go into a mall, there's blue light. That's why there's talk about wearing blue blockers and changing the light over to full spectrum. See, the more you denature yourself, the grayer your hair will be, the more wrinkles you'll have, the more acne you'll have, the more sickness you'll have, the faster you'll age, right?
Gotcha.
So, anyways, what I'm trying to say is that we've denatured ourselves in 50 years, like beyond Thunderdome here. So now what's happening is the minerals are being burnt up faster than you're taking them in. Okay? And the other thing is when your human growth hormone starts to drop down and your hormones become weaker, and they do, then what happens is you're not able to utilize the calcium. So you still lose the calcium from your bones. But because we don't have the hormones to release the ion part of the calcium, which is the best alkalining mineral in the world, okay? So I will tell you this much. We have a product that's called Megagen. And I just did a 5-hour 1 second. I just did about a 4-hour documentary on it, and it's called Megagem, and there's 5 different products. But if you take this twice a day, and it's just 5 mils twice a day in 16 ounces of water, it will actually reverse the osteoporosis completely and allow your body to use the ion calcium to balance your hormones, balance your chemicals, and do everything that you could do when you were 35. So the thing is that we do have, and then between the humic fulvic and this new ionic calcium product that was created, we can do amazing things. But just understand, it's all about the minerals. So, if you take in sugar, you take in alcohol, you take in refined carbs, and if you have an unhealthy relationship, did you ever notice that there's people that have had a very stressful period and their hair goes gray overnight? Well, they have just totally fried out all the minerals in their system. That was a real trauma. Now, if that ever happens to someone, they need to really mineralize, and then they need emotional help as well, because that was totally traumatic to their whole nervous system.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So it is. It's just the stress that is depleting your minerals. I mean, we got to put them back in.
Well, stress is the main cause. And the only time that you feel that you have stress is when the world's not doing what you want it to, or when somebody believes you're not, or when somebody believes that you're not doing what they want you to do. So it's only those two things. And guess what? Okay. So I don't really care what the world wants. All right. Okay. And the other thing is that I'm going to do and honor and love myself so that I can give that gift to my family, no matter how many people in my family have a tantrum.
Right.
So, your hair is going to go gray as long as you dishonor yourself. So if you're with a real stubborn, heels dug in husband, then, let me just put it this way, they roar loud, but who cares? Leave the room and let them keep roaring, or let your children keep roaring. Just leave the room. And if it's your house, tell them to go outside and roar, and then come back in when they're done. But, that's how I live my life. And because I really, I have, we have 6 children, and, everybody's different. And one of my children, they really are caught on life is meant to be hard. They're either really up or really down. The best nutrition is here. Her father totally loves her, but she is into this program where she's on a ride and then boom, she does it. And it's basically 2 days on, 1 day off, and it's just a program. So, I'm working with her with that, and how long it'll take, who knows? you know, no matter what I want and who I am and what I desire, I can't change anyone. You know,
Right.
I can ask them to honor themselves, and then I know I'm definitely going to honor myself, and then we're going to move forward. But understand, society doesn't want healthy families. I mean, you're kidding yourself if you really think society wants that, because society doesn't revolve on a health. If you had a healthy family, you wouldn't have any needs. You'd be fulfilled.
I agree with that.
So you're always going to be needy when your family's unhealthy. And it always has to come back to the parents. You know, you would be surprised how many parents call me and say, look, I need you to do a consultation on my teenager. They're suicidal. But the first thing we need to do is actually consult the parents first, then consult the teenager and let them know they're beautiful and that their parents really didn't mean to crush your spirit. And then get them both together and show that they're all beautiful and that they were just running programs that weren't theirs. And if you think it's any deeper than that, then, you know, then we're really in trouble, because it's not. It's all about the love. And it's really, you know, when they say family first, I don't believe that. I believe that it's first look at what you can do to consciously grow and honor that beautiful soul inside yourself, and then create a program that you're stable with yourself, so that you can then move forward with your family. If you just have that rule that family first always, then you'll be last. And that's what happens mainly to women. By the time they're 40 or 50 and the children are leaving, most women are an empty shell today. So the family first thing doesn't cut it with me. What cuts it with me is discover that authentic, real you and embrace that, and just love the goddess that you are and honor that. And then you can still have that soft voice, but it'll be, no, honey, you're not talking to me like that anymore. And just know that I love you, but you're not going to do that. And I know that I allowed you to do that for 10, 20, and 30 years, whatever. But that we're not doing that anymore. So it would be really good for us to sit down and grow together, or we won't go together. Or you can just stay in the relationship and stay miserable like most people do and put on a happy face. You have to understand that I will get older, but I will never get old. Did you get that? I'll also never be sick. Did you get that? Because you have to have a sick mind before you have a sick body. Because I'm 99.6% light energy, because we know that that's how we're made out of particles, 7 billion of them, and 99% of them is empty space inside with just light communication, which is what we came with and we're going to leave with. And understand something, right. The world is always going to be blood, sweat, and fears. And you have a choice to just love yourself and embrace as much as nature as possible. And that's where it's really, truly at. And if you can live that, and if you can show your daughter that you no longer lose it, that you no longer get stressed out, that she doesn't see you, and I'm not saying you do, need a glass of wine at night just to calm down or be with your husband, or she doesn't see you freak out or, you know, say, wow, you do that, you don't deserve our love, or you don't deserve this, or you don't deserve that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Right.
Parents give such confusing information. They tell their children they love them totally, but they don't accept them. And I don't mean that you have to accept bad behavior, but the thing is that it's, do you lash out? Or do you say, look at total love in this family. You know, wipe your mind off at the door, bring love into the house. And you know what? If you're angry or upset, just tell me. Like, my kids know that they can tell me anything they want. Anything. Because guess what? we definitely will tell them anything we want, won't we? But we don't allow them to. But we don't allow them to do the same to us, do we? Because why?
That's true.
Because they're our pets, and if we want to kick them, we'll kick them. We are so
True.
messed up as parents. I don't even know where to start. And you know what? It's not our kids that are messed up. It's the parents that are messed up, that are messing up the kids.
Not letting them fall or trying to get them to be perfect so they don't go through the mistakes or whatever, and then you end up in a fight.
Well, no, but guess what? I don't say that. I tell my kids, you're going to go through 100 mistakes today. You're going to have 100 failures. You know what? I'm going to show everybody how it's done. I'm going to fail 10,000 times, but I'll be one of the most powerful practitioners in 12 months from now in the world. Because I know and I realize who I am now. And nobody's ever going to take that from me. And I am going to share that with those who want it. Those that will embrace it. And those who don't think that loving yourself is voodoo, or that we can create miracles in an instant is voodoo. It's not voodoo. It's life.
Right. No, I believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned Pure Light, the light in your home. Where do you purchase that? Where do you find these bulbs?
It's on our website.
Oh, it is?
If you go to Energy
Oh,
Medicine, on my website, you'll see the amp coils there. You'll see that the Bioptron's there. Vox socks are there because they're really amazing. What they do to stimulate the brain and energy in the body. And then you'll see Pure Light there as well. And then and then we're going to have videos for all of this stuff, and we're going to have training for all of this stuff. Like when we get done, our website, it's really going to go through a lot of growth in the next 6 months, that a person can actually come on and educate themselves without even talking to me. That's our objective, is to give enough information that people can really take their power back.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I have the majority of these things. I don't have the DMSO, but I have the black gold, I have the fulvic, I have the silver.
Yeah.
We do have a structured water unit.
Yeah.
So that's good. So it's just a matter of being consistent with her and getting stressed. And well, the way she eats when she's not here, there's not much I can do.
Well, I know, but
but
the whole thing is this: everybody has choices. And 17, you're almost an adult. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's very important. When you say that, there's not much I can do. Well, understand something. She's going to do what she does, and you're not supposed to ever have any guilt about anything. Did you get that? You're supposed to learn and grow, which then she can learn and grow. You know, you've never ever done anything wrong to her. You did exactly what you were taught to do. So that's why this whole thing about sins is a real problem with me, because if you look it up, sin means missing the mark. And so if you believe that you were a bad mother, right, then you can expect probably breast cancer or fibroids or mutation in your pelvic area around your ovaries. So everything has an emotional attachment. So you need to decide how much you need to suffer for being a terrible mother, and then you will create unease in your body, which will mean a disease. And with every emotion, it's attached to a certain part of the body. And the deeper and the longer that you really get into that, the more intense the disease will be, because you're not at ease. So that's why the thing is I have absolutely no regrets. I came down to a planet where my father was a pastor and a carpenter, and he taught me that I was kind of like a really bad guy, evil guy, when I was being raised. And but little did he realize that he was the one who taught me what I knew. So I realized that today, that he was sucker punched, and he did his best for him, and he never knew how to love me at all. And that's okay too, because I feel for him, because I knew my grandfather. And my grandfather, wow, you want to talk about a stone cold person. I can remember one time my brother jumped up on the table. He really liked my older brother, and I just thought I'd test it. And I jumped up on the table, and he came over and he punched me right in the face, and then kicked me in the stomach with his work boots. So the reality is that now, do I hate him? No. Do I understand that he was raised really badly? Yes. And should I have tested him? No. That was the little devil in me, I guess. So the reality is how you look at things and how you process them. I don't believe people are evil. I believe that they have bad beliefs, and it doesn't mean that
Right.
I embrace it all. But the thing is that's what I'm trying to tell you is this. You did the best you could until you're now, and then if you learn better information, you'll do better right now. And that's it. And as long as you have any negative beliefs about yourself and what you did in your past or anything like that, you're going to slow the progress of teaching your daughter to love herself, because you're not. Are you with me?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. People can get kind of squirmy when I talk about this stuff, but the thing is they can't they can't win, because it's like love is the answer, and self-love's the cure, to be the light, to show your daughter how to do it.
Right.
I mean,
Well, that's where parents,
go ahead.
Parents are like, okay, what did I do wrong? Like when your kid's not turning out like you would want them to, or whatever, their poor decisions you do.
Well, no,
I
but
can see what you're saying.
but you did.
You think, what did I do wrong?
Nothing. What you should be saying, what could I do better right now? What could I do? What could I change in me to love me so that she loves her?
Gotcha.
Just take a look at what your daughter's doing. I guarantee you that you and your husband taught her that.
Yeah, it would be me, because I'm single, mom.
Okay.
Divorced.
All right.
So.
But there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. So I know this goes a little bit, what? Well, make up your mind, Daryl. No, you've always done your best. But when you can become, and nobody likes this, centered in yourself or selfish enough to see what your needs are, you'll be giving her everything that she needs. Like when you know when to say no and know when to say yes. And we get the no's and the yeses mixed up because of guilt and being unworthy.
True.
So, this is what I would do. If, I don't know. She's 17. Try to get closer to her. Do the Braveheart together. Watch the first 2 acts. It's $197. Get her on Braveheart, and then you know what? Right now, $197. It's usually $500, and we're allowing people to even bring on a second person that doesn't live in the house. So there's 2 people, and you know what? What are you worth? Are you worth discovering who you really are, and that you have unlimited potential, and that you are the goddess of beauty? Because you are. I mean, it's not just a thought. It's not just a thought. What you think really matters. So why don't you put a little mini you on your shoulder, and for the next 24 hours, let's take a look at your thoughts, okay? And let's find out how often you feel you're really in command of the present moment, how you're in the present moment, and how you just couldn't have any more love for yourself. You're just boiling over with just like, wow. You're just so amazed about how you are so amazing. And do you talk to yourself like that? Do you tell yourself how great you've done with coming down to a planet that lies, cries, and justifies, and then throws you off track, and that how far you've come with even all that going on? I need you to really get this. I need you to get this, to even be willing to come down to this planet. You know, it looks really beautiful, and it is beautiful, but only if you're the master of your emotions, because that our superpower down here is our emotions or our curse, and that is the family curse.
That makes sense.
Well,
You pass it down to your children, and they pass it to theirs, and
oh yeah,
unless you change
absolutely.
it.
And I'm stopping it. And you know what? Like I've told this before. When my kids were little, I put them all on the couch. And I said, listen, you guys, I forgive you for everything you've ever done or everything you've ever gonna do. You can tell me whatever you want and you're not gonna be punished. I might not let them do things if it's gonna injure their life. But I don't know where
Right.
punishment ever, punishment never got us ahead. Look at how, our justice system is called the revenge system. And it's the same thing at home. So I told my kids, I said, if you're suffering, guess why? It's because of me and your mother. So, if you want to come and talk to us, no matter what it is, if it's emotionally, sexually, spiritually, physically, nutritionally, whatever it is, just know that we had a hand in it. So I would like to try to help undo that. Now, do I feel guilt about that? No, because I always did my best, even if I was even if my kids thought I was a prick. And I probably was a prick. But I still thought I was supposed to be. But now I know I'm not. So where's the guilt? Where should it be? Should I blame my father, or should I blame my grandfather? Or should I blame me? Or should I blame nobody and just go, hey, I got this game. I got this. 3, 2, 1. I got this. I own this. No guilt. But guess what? I'm going to learn, not burn, and I'm going to be the light for my kids. And I don't want them making their children toxic. Or I know at least I had a part in helping to undo the family curse.
That makes sense. You gotta let it all go. That's true too, because I have said that to my daughter, like, well, why is this stuff happening? What are you doing? Like missing the mark, like what have you done that this is happening?
Well,
like you reap what you sow or whatever.
She's honoring the
and it's probably not the right answer.
No, she's honoring the dishonoring beliefs that she's been taught. Let me put it to you this way. I hate my parents. I love my parents. I hate my parents. I love my parents. And they love you. And they don't want to dishonor what they've been taught. You need to let your daughter know that she can dishonor the beliefs that you've taught her, because a lot of them suck. Not all of them. But, a lot, I mean, 10% is a lot, 20 is a lot, 30 is a lot. And it's believed that we give at least 30% of our beliefs that are instilled into our children are life-threatening. So, I mean, I think we should all just be honest.
Right.
We should be honest. There's times that I know that when raising my children, that they were just shaking their heads and going, parents are insane. They're just insane. And then we're going, you listen to us. You listen, you do what you're told. And then if they say anything, we go, don't you be a smart ass. Don't you dare tell me what to be. I'll tell you what to be. And boy, do we ever, eh?
Yep.
So no, don't
true.
allow a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old, right up to even the teenage years, to stand up for themselves. Right?
True. You've got to. Yeah.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. Has your daughter ever used an F-bomb on you?
Yes.
Okay, the next time she does, I want you to walk over and I want you to give her a hug, heart to heart, and then whisper in her ear and just say, honey, I love you. And I want to know why I made you do this.
Okay.
And then find out what happens. You are going to be terribly shocked. She's going to go, oh my gosh, I can trust her. What was your reaction when she used the F bomb on you? Honestly,
You don't see, you don't,
honestly,
huh?
honestly.
No, it was. I yelled at her, but it's like, we don't use those words in this house,
No,
and
but
then,
okay. So where do
it's,
you use the word? Where do you use it? Where do you use the word if you don't use it in the house?
well, I stopped using it as I got older,
Oh yeah, but guess
trying to
what?
raise her, trying to,
Stop right there. Stop right there. So why can't she use it if you used it when you were younger? Why can't you break the family curse?
well, yeah, but I didn't use it with her growing up. Like like she shouldn't be using that because
Oh wait a minute. She
it's,
shouldn't be
I
using
think,
it. Did you ever see the way things have changed in the last 15 years?
yeah, I have.
The F bomb is like saying fart now. And I'm not saying she should, but I'm saying when she's not
Hmm.
around, she's saying it all the time with her friends.
True.
So, she's going to slip up when
And
she
that's what
comes
I
home.
don't like because,
I know, but
I
guess what?
I was
If
telling.
you didn't create a heavy reaction, she wouldn't say it again to you. She wants a reaction from
And
you, right?
you're right.
Because
You're right because I've been walking away
you
lately,
don't
and
listen
when I
to
walk away, go ahead.
you don't listen to her from your heart. You listen to her from your head, and then you make a quick judgment. Well, I wasn't like that. My mother wouldn't allow that. Well, who cares about your mother? This is a whole different time now. And you want to be like your mother completely? God, I don't want my kids to be like me. I want them to be better. I want them to love themselves even more than I've ever loved myself. And I want them to understand that when their children are growing up in this mad, mad world, right? That love is the answer.
True.
Hug them, talk to them. So why did you tell me to go F myself, honey? Well, Dad, you're a bit of a prick. Why am I a prick? Because when you do this, and I go, oh my God, you're right, I do that. You know what? Next time, can you tell me not to F myself, but can you say, oh, you're doing that, Dad. Can you stop? And I promise you, I will. What's wrong with a conversation like that? Like you got it right, eh? And she's got it wrong. I got to
True.
tell you, I know a lot of real miserable, screwed up 80 and 90-year-olds. And I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of 6-year-olds I'd like to see run this country.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's true. We need to listen to the kids more.
What are you talking about? We need to listen to them more. No, we need to listen to them. Because you tell your daughter you need to listen to me, and you're saying you need to listen to them more? No, you need to listen to them 100%. Because if you listen to them 100%, you would understand where they're coming from.
Well, don't you think, though, that a lot of our generation is very entitled now with all these iPhones and I and me and Snap, and they just got a bad attitude?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So let's punish them. And guess what? Like
No,
that's
I don't want
like
to
no
punish
no.
it, but
Hold
it's
on a
like I want
sec.
to change
But
it.
but how's it? But that stuff's not going to go away. But you know what? I curve things in my house. You know what? The Wi-Fi shuts off at 10 o'clock. Okay? And so we shut down at 10 o'clock in this house. And I don't care. And I've got teenage adults here, right from teenage to into their 20s living here. But it shuts down at 10 o'clock. So, but I'm not going to tell them they can't have their phones. Do you have a phone? Do you have a phone?
I
Hello?
have a phone, yes.
Well, okay, so you're pretty entitled too. Do you understand? I'm getting a little tired of this. This is the generation that believes that they want everything. Well, we were the generation that gave them everything. So let's take some
Yeah, that's
let's take
true.
some responsibility, not any guilt here, and let's try to tell them that you know what, I helped create who you are, and the thing is that guess what, you got to find what you love, and then guess what, you will work hard, but you will love working hard because it will pay off. So let's find your passion. And no, when you get a job, listen, do you know how many people I've hired in that generation that come to work for me and they believe after 2 weeks they should be the CEO of the company or that they should get a raise every couple of months. That's what they believe. And I say this, you'll get a raise when you do more, show me more, and I guarantee you'll get it. I want to pay you for what you're worth, definitely. But the thing is that we built that. We actually built that into them. And come on, like school is any good. School's no good. They get out of there, they don't know what love is. They don't know how to manage their money, and they don't know how to have a relationship. Okay, all of those three things are very important, and school doesn't do any of those things because it's not meant to do that. So the thing is, we got to be fair here. We have to be fair.
True.
And you know, when you go to watch this again, you'll notice about 2 or 3 times that you're not being fair. You're still talking as if these are second-rate citizens. They're not. They're our future.
Well, that's true.
All right.
They are.
You know, I want to thank you though for calling because I think it's been a really good conversation. And
I think you're very much making me think on, and a lot of your videos I do watch, and I have been backing off, and I do see when I back off and don't react to her, it's silence for a little bit, but she'll come to me then, and then we'll talk about things or whatever. So
listen, God love you, but you can't be trusted, and she knows that. She doesn't trust you. You need to understand something, and I know you don't feel this way, but there is a belief deep in your subconscious that was given to you by your family. I need you to understand this. No matter how much money you spend on her, how much time you spent with her, the roof over her head, you do not own her.
True.
So please, you do not own her.
I have to let her make her decisions and do what she needs to do.
She's 17 years old. She is going to do them anyway. You need to be there to talk like a friend and a parent mixed together. People say, well, you get too close to them like a friend and you can't do that. You got to be a parent. Well, what are you kidding? You're kidding me, right? What a parent does is a parent uses the knowledge that they've learned over the years and said, you know what? And this is what I say to my kids all the time. You know what? I did that and it didn't work out. So I'll leave that with you. And, you know, if it doesn't work out for you, then we can talk about it again. And they usually won't go do it then. Well, then, Dad, what happened when you did do that? Well, let me tell you what happened. And I go, but I know you might want to do it because it's the adventure. And you have to understand something. We all did things because we wanted to mess up. We wanted to feel what that felt like to mess up.
True.
We did. Think about it.
It's funny you should say that though, because like my daughter, I've had troubles with her the last couple of years, and my family has told me it's because we were really tight. We were really good friends in her younger years through middle school, and they said that's my problem because I was her friend instead of being a good parent.
Yeah, so guess what? How's that working for you? So what? I am still a good parent.
Trying to be a parent now instead of her friend?
No. Let me tell you something. You can ask any of my kids. If I get pushed, I roar. But then it's over. I'll roar and then I'll sit down and go, okay, where are we going from here? Where are we going from here? Do you end every conversation with a hug? Heart to heart?
Not lately.
That's right.
I used to though.
So now you're gonna do what the average parent does, is lose your teenage daughter, and then when she gets older, she'll come back. We chase them away.
Yeah. I have to go back to the way I was, actually.
Well, why don't we just do this? Why don't we get a mother that totally loves her and honors herself and doesn't put herself on the hook or judge herself? She just looks and observes and learns from everything that goes on in life. And that she makes sure that the mother gives herself what she needs so that she feels fulfilled. So when her daughter's asking for things, you're going, oh my God, you know what? You're so selfish. I never get anything. And that's what parents do, but that's because parents won't give themselves stuff because their parents said you're only allowed to love yourself this much. And you don't really realize that it's got nothing to do with your child stealing your life. It's you not honoring and giving your life back to yourself. How am I doing?
Excellent.
Thank you. Just want to make sure we're doing okay here.
No, really good. No, I appreciate all your time and answering my questions and just everything. Not just today, but even watching all of your videos in the past.
You mean all my drama queen videos?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I go to your site a lot and go through it and stuff. So.
Yeah. Well,
and like when she's
step
sick
by
and
step.
I do the silver, I'm just I'm more holistic, natural. So like with my daughter, I haven't raised her on antibiotics.
Yeah, but I need you to I need you to understand something. I know people that are totally organic and anal and they have cancer. So because
good point.
The C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict, and calcium, because actually the calcium gets all messed up in our body. It blocks our mitochondria, blocks proper communication, because we've eaten acidic diets and had acidic emotions, and we pull too much calcium, and then the calcium gets lodged in our joints and in our muscles and organs. But you know what? We now have a product that will actually, it's a calcium ion product that will decalcify all the calcium deposits and the calcium you've lost, and it will completely reverse osteoporosis. How's that?
And that's the Mega Gem?
Yeah, the Mega Gem, and then there's the Merigen, which is for more really like cancers and really tough situations. And then there's one called Dentagen that will actually take your teeth and bring them back and harden your teeth, help your gums, and even fill in the calcium and bone structure, even if you've had necrosis in your jaw. And then we have another one called Cardigen, which is for the joints. Okay, we have another one called Ozogen, which is for children, which is really good for their memory or if they're autism or their ADD, ADHD, and also to help them grow up properly. And then we have, let me see, is there any others? Yeah, that's it.
And this is on your website?
Yeah, if you go into the energy medicine, not energy medicine, but if you go to our website, you'll see it. It's SAC. That's what the product's called, because it stands for Sigma bonding calcium. Okay. Sigma Sigma anti-bonding calcium, and this is not calcium. All calcium supplements except for this one that you could ever take in the world, and I do mean that, will actually cause osteoporosis and all the diseases that they say they're going to not, but they do, and that's a fact. And the reason why nobody ever talks about calcium is because there was never an answer to replace the calcium in the body and to actually alkaline the body and to actually open up communication in the nervous system, the brain, and throughout the tissues until this product. This product is probably the biggest nutritional breakthrough in 100 years, and I will stand behind that. I just did a 4.5-hour documentary, and it's in 2 weeks it will be released, and it'll be on Doc Talk. It'll be on Doc Talk, which is on docofdetoxshow.com, every week for 4 weeks, and I'll be on there with the CEO of this company, and we'll be answering questions. And when you hear the testimonials, you're not going to believe them, because you're not going to, yeah. But understand that calcium is the main mineral on planet Earth. It's the main mineral in our body, and we could not work with it before. And understand that every drug that's supposed to help with your calcium or osteoporosis is actually making your bones brittle and creating more disease within you, and every calcium supplement's doing the same thing.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of untruth happening out here, whether it's on a physical or emotional level. But you know what? That's all part of the game. We came down here and we said that we could come to this planet that has been at war with itself since the beginning, and that we could embrace and love ourselves and stay connected to nature no matter what mankind says. So let's see if we can pull that off.
And we can, and we will.
We will together. We'll do it together.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you for all you do.
Well, no, I appreciate you coming on, because a lot of people will say to me, well, I don't want to come on. People might know who I am. Or I don't want to come on because it's very hard to hear the truth sometimes, right? Unless you're willing and ready to hear it. And most people wouldn't do what you just did, right? And I want to really congratulate you for the courage to allow me to speak so openly to you without you being hurt. That shows that you're really powerful. Okay, you are a brave heart. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Have a blessed day. Thank
You
you.
too, love. So yeah, I put my own oath together because the Hippocrates oath is kind of not working today. So this is my oath, and I just want to read it to you. Then if we don't get any more calls today, then we do have a call. Okay, all right. So let me just read the oath, and then I'll take this next caller. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself, first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Caller?
Hello, this is Heike.
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you. Sun is shining.
What?
The sun is shining.
Is it? Okay. All right. Well, it's pretty bright in here too. It's pretty bright in here too, but I don't know about the sun.
No, it's beautiful here.
Good. I'm glad it is.
Yeah. I just want to ask you, like always, my son, he's now 8 years old, right? And he always wants to play with his buddy from upstairs. It's not, you cannot avoid it. He's a little bit older, but he has a very bad influence, and the family is like kind of the opposite from our.
Okay, wait a minute. The upstairs boy is a bad influence. So then I would say to you, why is he a bad? Well, I would say to you, why is he a bad influence?
Because I know if they are not playing together, they are playing like. My son and my younger son, we are just playing nicely together.
No, sorry. If they're who's not playing together?
And the boy from upstairs is a little bit rough, and my kids, they just copy that and bring it home. It's not really only rough; it's really like a little bit brutal.
Yeah, because the child's angry.
Yeah, it is. You can tell.
The child is angry. Okay.
Yes, and it's frustrated and all this stuff, right? Nobody takes time for him. Nobody understands. You can tell.
This is not a good situation, okay? And I'll tell you honestly. So if you went to the parents and you said that the child was too rough and that you weren't going to allow your son to play with the child, the parents would get really upset because deep down inside, the parents know that they're angry. And that anger is passed on to the child. So they would be really angry at you and tell you to mind your own business. So do you rent?
Yes, we rent, and we're looking for other place.
Move.
Yes.
No.
Because I cannot.
Just tonight.
I cannot.
Tonight when you go to bed. Tonight when you go to bed, thank whatever you believe in, your higher power, whatever it is, but thank that for finding a beautiful place for you to live.
Okay.
And then it's going to happen. So don't focus on the boy and the problem. Focus on the resolution of it and what you want to see.
Yes.
And I will tell you right now. Okay? So now you're going to not talk about him not being able to play with the boy. You're going to come up with ways that he's busy and he doesn't have to do that. Because I'll tell you something right now. You know what? I feel for the boy upstairs. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
But,
Me
you know,
too.
there's no easy way around this one. Okay? And people will say there is. But there is no easy way around this one. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Well, I don't blame them, right? You have 3 kids.
But you need to sit down and you need to talk to your son about that. And you need to talk about that, you know, that birds of a feather flock together. And if you hang around with him, you, believe it or not, you will get rougher. And boys have that natural tendency to get rough anyways.
Anyway. Yeah.
But so that's even another thing. So, you know, you're not making the wrong decision here. Okay, just know that. And it's not about punishing the boy, but you got to come across to your son that he's not being punished either, or the boy. It's just that, you know, you have to understand something that, you know, and I would say this, can you talk to your son and he will keep things between you and him, or will he talk to the boy about it?
No, I guess he can keep it for himself.
Well, then you need to explain to him that the parents are not doing well with themselves, and they have anger that they've passed on to their son, and that you do not want that anger to be passed on to him. And he's going to say, Mom, it won't affect me. And I'll say, listen, it does affect you. It's impossible. You know, you cannot, you become like the people you hang around with. And that's it right there. You know, and this is a fact. Take a look at the 5 closest people that you hang around with. You're the average of that. So if that boy is the main person that he hangs around with, then you're going to take it in. You're going to take it in. That's why I keep telling you, the family curse is alive and well, because people go, I can't say to a family, well, are you a loving family? They're all going to say yes, even if they're beaten. Okay? All right? It's like saying to someone, like I said earlier, so how's your bowel movements? Great. Meanwhile, they go every 5 days. You know, it's like they're trying to see if they can create diamonds or something. So, you know, so I'm not going to ask somebody, how's your bowel movements? How's your diet? How's your love affair? How's your relationship with yourself? You have to question people, and then you'll actually find the truth. So anyways.
That was the one thing. And the other one is still my tinnitus. Tinnitus? What is the ringing ears?
Well, the tinnitus, okay.
Yeah, tinnitus, yes.
The tinnitus, the ringing in the ear, who's got it?
This is myself.
Oh, you still have it? How long have you had it for?
Since I'm 8 years old, I would say, I would guess.
Well, then guess what? Then you got some damage in your ear. So
I guess, you know what, we just thought about it, and I think I just had like not really a brain injury, but I hit my head pretty badly in an accident.
Well, just know. Okay. Well, you hurt yourself with an accident. Well, see, I knew that. It had to be that. So
yeah.
So know this, that you need to go in there, and we need to do. You came here for the personal treatment and training, you and your husband, and you learned the deep tissue, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? He's not going in often enough and not deep enough, because that can be turned around. Because we already know you have a good diet, right?
Yeah.
And if you use the humic eye drops and the silver, we know we're going to disinfect it and we're going to nourish the area. And if you use the ear clear essential oil around the ears and just in, but not all the way, just slightly in the ear and in here. And then what you do is you were taught the wolf deep tissue. You know that we can actually reverse people that have lost their hearing completely. So we know we can reverse your tinnitus.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I know, but tinnitus is just inflammation that from scar tissue formation and from crystallization, and when you go in there, I don't know if you remember this, but almost every time you go in around the ear, you're going to hear crunching and cracking and snapping. And well, that's the crystallization and the calcium being displaced. And that's what causes the ringing or the deafness, along with the scar tissue. Because wherever there's inflammation, there's scar tissue. I have not worked on anybody that, if they were born deaf, that's different. But I've never worked on anyone that they didn't, the first time, that didn't see a difference right away. And most people we work on, that most of their hearing comes back the first treatment anyways.
Oh, cool, yeah.
So
I'm really
I don't think you got a thorough treatment done on you.
Yeah, no, we didn't made it around the ears.
Well, there you go. That's why.
Yeah, no. And then is it possible that the ATP plus will help? I mean, it will help in general.
The ATP plus is going to help decalcify the mitochondria. It's going to help to create ATP, which is going to increase energy, which is going to also stimulate your brain for clarity. But, if you're saying to me, I'll take ATP and we'll get rid of the tinnitus, I'm not going to tell you that's true. But I will tell you that it could, but I'm not going to tell you it would. No.
Yeah, of course. And then the other thing, we wanted to get this Biotrop.
The Biotron, yeah.
Yeah,
Bioptron. But if you get the Bioptron, make sure you get the Tesla polarized lens.
Of course.
Because that'll go right through everything, and people may not know it. And also, if people go to Bioptron on our website at Energy Medicine, go to Energy Medicine, go to Bioptron, they can watch the video that I did with Dr. Marcel Wolf, and they can realize that Bioptron is the most powerful energy medicine equipment for restoring light in the body. So.
Yes, that's right. And just one question. There are two categories for members and non-members. How to become a member then?
Do you mean the login stuff? Oh, well, we have.
If you want to get this light, then you can get it over a membership or just regular.
Oh, no. I don't know why that's there. There's no difference there. There's no difference. Not with that. Member and non-member is people can join. Like anybody can join up and become an affiliate. And when they share our website, they get 10% of whatever anybody buys towards buying product. And then if people come and take our certifications, like we're doing that certification course in Florida in 2 weeks for people, for the whole life coach, the Wolf Deep Tissue, and the non-surgical, then they actually get practitioner discounts. So they can refer people, and they can refer their patients or anybody, and then they get really deep discounts, and then they get paid monthly on everything that they do with us. So, but that's what that.
Understand it. Yeah.
But that's what that is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. As I understand it right, if I go to this deep tissue course in October in Florida, that I get the certification for deep tissue, right?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I have to do it like 3 times or so.
No, anybody comes once, they're certified. When people come 3 times to us and they take the course 3 times, they become master trainers, and we send them around the world. Or we send them to work on whole families, or we send families to them, and they teach a whole family how to create the perfect day and how to work on each other with the Wolf Deep Tissue and how to do the emotional stuff and nutritional. That's a master trainer. That's when you come 3 times. When you come once, you're certified. You can open up and you'll know enough to do deep tissue, to work on fibroids, and even work on tumors. And I mean, trust me, with our ionic calcium and our fulvic products, and with my background, and with doing the whole life coach, and learning the deep tissue and the non-surgical, I promise you that you'll be the best practitioner anywhere around you, and you'll be able to do that. I mean, how is it that my practitioners come and they're able to offer a money back guarantee? I don't see anybody else doing that. So if we can have I believe we have the most powerful body work, and you know as well as I do that you can learn that in 11 days. People think that you have to go for years and spend tens of thousands of dollars. I prove it every day here that is not the truth. That people are, you're way smarter than you were led to believe, Heike. And there's already a practitioner in there. Just let her out.
Yeah.
Okay, just let her
I
out.
just wanna figure out how to make it in real, right? Because I was thinking to go to Florida, and then I thought I could go just to Kelowna. It's easier in February, right?
You know what you
Yeah.
do? You do what makes your heart happy. That's what you
Yes.
do.
Yeah. I would. That's a good thing for me, just to come to the good condo there. The
Well,
similar
make sure
surrounding.
that if you're coming to the condo, there's only three bedrooms left in that condo.
Yes. Yes.
All
I
right.
will book it as soon as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. You helped a lot.
Well, thank you, Heike.
Thank you.
I think you're amazing, Heike, and you're very strong. Okay.
Yes, I can feel it day by day.
Yes,
It's getting better.
you're very strong, and yeah, the world needs a lot more women like you. Okay.
Yes, we work on that.
Okay, we work on that. Thank you.
Okay, say hello to your family and have a beautiful day.
And you too. Say hello to your husband and.
Okay, I do. Thank you.
And good
Okay, bye-bye.
and good luck with the upstairs neighbors. Okay.
We
All
will
right.
survive.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So some people might think I'm like crazy saying you got to move away. Well, it's not our job to try to change people. And when you tell people that that they don't match your beliefs, that's not taken very well. So you don't want to make enemies out of your neighbors, and you also need to live in peace. If you can't live in peace in your own home, then we're done. Okay, that's the one thing that I say is that your home is your castle. I want to be able to bring love home, bring health home, and I don't want to be the boss of my house. I don't want to be the boss of my house at all. I don't, whether it's my house, I pay the bills, whatever the case. I tell my children, this is your home, but just make sure that you respect it and you love it and that you respect and love yourself when you're in this house. And I can't ask for that. And if they don't like that, then they can go for a walk or they can go for a long walk. But they're always welcomed here. But I want to make sure that they're bringing health and love home. Okay? All right? So, yeah. I live like I talk, and I walk like I talk. And I won't tell you that came easy, because when I first started doing this years ago, yeah, the family herd did not like it. They ganged up on me and they ostracized me. My own kids did. So I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, but today they respect me, and I've got really great, wonderful children. And understand they're still working on stuff, and like I'm not working on stuff. So I'm working on stuff all the time, and I will be working on it all the time. But I'm perfect already because I can only do as good as I can with the information I have right now. And I promise that tomorrow I know I'll do better. Actually, not probably. I'll do better. But today I'm doing the best I can with the information I have. So please, everybody, understand you are not your mind and you are not your thoughts. Okay? And remember this. You are not the story that you're telling yourself each and every day. Until you have truly taken time to think about what you think about, you will be everywhere else and everyone else. How's it feel? Pretty exhausting, eh? Because you won't be in the point of power. And the only point of power is in your present. And understand something. Your subconscious, that's 90% of your brain, it doesn't want you in the present moment. And it fears the future because you're going to try to change something. It hates change. It hates it. Okay? It just wants to keep you in the past because that's all it knows. All right? Do you ever hear people who say, I hate change? Well, there's somebody that you really don't want to hook your wagon to. Unless that person is going to change, because everything's going to change. Everything comes and everything goes. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. We come on this planet to live, and to lose ourselves, then to find ourselves, hopefully, before we end the game. So listen, how you think, act, and feel is shaping your life at this very moment. Let's rise to our greatness together. So, do you truly understand that you're not your thoughts? Do you truly understand that the story you tell yourself is someone else's? Because it is. It's mommy and daddy's, grandpa and grandpa. It's the church you go to. It's the school you go to. It's the friends you hang around with. It's the shows that you watch that you believe do not affect you. It's the people that live upstairs that you play with. It's your husband, it's your wife, it's your children. Do you truly understand your mind is not yours until you have handpicked, created, and dipped every prominent thought in love that lives in that beautiful, beautiful mind of yours, because you are true beauty. And I don't care where you are right now, if you feel desperate, you don't have faith in yourself or in the future, it's just a thought. Let me help you. Let me help you change that. It's just a thought. You're beautiful. You're a genius. Okay? You are good enough. You're more than good enough. You're great enough. Never forget that your mind makes a terrible master, but an amazing servant. That's right. So you better learn your superpower is your emotions. So wake up, show up, and grow up, Braveheart. Okay? Because your full potential awaits you. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be on again a week from this Tuesday. And then I'm going to be going into a really intensive training program with medical doctors, chiropractors, naturopaths, and lay people that say, hey, I've always wanted to be a practitioner. Because what do you have to show me to be able to take my courses? Passion. The passion to live. Okay? And that there is no failure. Only when you don't live your dream is there failure. Okay? And dreams are everything. So be a big dreamer and dream today. Okay? And for those people who want to help people to get started, send them to docofdetoxlibrary.com. All right? And check us out. Or send them to docofdetoxshow.com where they can watch this show if they'd like and see real life going down. Okay? And if you think that you can, if you think you'd like to unleash that practitioner from within, join us in St. Petersburg, Florida. Starting October 22nd. Wolf Deep Tissue from the 29th to the 4th. Wolf's Non-Surgical from November the 6th to the 9th. And then I'm doing another Whole Life Coach course for those people who just want to do Whole Life Coach on the 10th to the 16th. Go to itioh.com. That's International Training Institute of Health. And sign up today. Look at the thing you fear most is probably the greatest success you're ever going to have. So push through that fear. Because fear is what? False evidence appearing real. And it's your subconscious dreading some great success, some big change, because that's its job to stop you. Okay? And just remember something. Those beliefs that you have in your head, your subconscious doesn't care if it's killing you or they're healing you, if they're the most smartest thing you've ever done or the dumbest thing. So put that mini you on your shoulder and keep an eye open. And also for those of you in Australia or New Zealand or around that part of the world, we're doing a course February the 1st. It's going to be amazing. We're staying at a 5-star bed and breakfast up in the hills in Adelaide, Australia. And we're going to be doing the Wolf Deep Tissue and the Non-Surgical there. And guess what? It comes with organic meals and lodging. And the deal that we struck there is unbelievable. So if you want to get your practitioner on, come to Australia. And then Kelowna, February the 24th till March the 2nd, we'll be doing all 3 courses. And tomorrow, Abby, the beautiful Abby Michelle, our head nutritional coach here at the Doc of Detox, will be doing Addicted to Obesity with Dr. Deborah Drake on our show called Bioenergetics on Thursday. Abby Michelle will be with the amazing Dr. Tony Amanis for Hope for Cancer, and it'll be called Combating Toxins in Your Immediate Environment. And then on Tuesday, you get me one more time, and then you get a month off for good behavior. Because when I go to do these intensive trainings, I'll be doing like one-a-days on Facebook with all the different people we're training with. And also we'll be running, the only thing I will be doing is running the show about the greatest breakthrough in nutrition in 100 years. And that's called the calcium factor. That will change everybody's game in the nutritional world. And that'll be coming up every week. And then we'll be answering questions why it's the most amazing breakthrough and how it can change your whole physical well-being. Okay? And so next Tuesday's show will be Adulteration is Destroying Our Children. I know it's not the greatest topic in the world, okay? But sometimes we have to talk about these things. And if you want to get a half a month free of our cleansing tea and try it, just give us a call, pay the shipping. Or if you want my book, Healthy to 100 free, just call and pay the shipping. And like I said, go to braveheartlibrary.com and check out the emotional audios and some of the booklets I have there for training. And I want to thank everybody for joining me, putting up with me. God bless. Have the best day of your life. Okay? I know you can do this.